Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Spiritual Talks. I am your host, Gerald, and we are here to talk about why is it so hard to change, man? Like, why is it so difficult? What is the problem? Why is it so hard for people to change? I'll tell you why. Okay, sit down, or if you're sitting, if you're standing, sit. If you're driving, keep driving. Here's why it's so hard to change. You haven't imagined seeing yourself any other way other than who you are at this very moment in your life. You've never reimagined who you could be. So, of course, it's difficult to change. Change into what, Gerald? Another person? Then who would I be? I don't know, a person that's experiencing new experiences and letting go of the old person because that person isn't having the experiences that they want. And so the new person gets to have brand new experiences. Maybe that person. But because you've never seen yourself as anything else other than who you are right now, the possibility of change seems bleak, difficult, almost impossible. So, how do you change? How do you access change? By realizing that you don't like what's happening in the current conscious state that you're in. That's the first thing, realizing that I don't like how things are going and I would like to change. And you have to say it out loud. I want to change. I don't like this. I want to be better. I want to become better. You have to say, somebody help me be better. No, I'm serious though. Like the desire has to be there, right? That's the first thing. Do you like being miserable? Because if you do, it's hard to change. If you've been practicing misery, it's hard. Listen, it's hard to change. But you can do it by seeing and imagining yourself as the person in which you would like to be. Would you like to be stronger? Would you like to be faster, smarter, right? Would you like to be better emotionally with your children? Would you like to be better with your husband, with your wife? Would you like to be more cooperative at work and better at team building and skill sets and right? But until you see yourself as that man, that woman, that person, that being, until one reimagines oneself, until you do that, you will not change. So allow your imagination to be free like a child. That's the thing. When was the last time you imagined and reimagined yourself, your life? It's your life. You've got to spend time reimagining what you want it to be instead of spending so much time focused on all the things that aren't working, all the things that aren't happening your way, right? You spend way too much time on that stuff. And whatever you spend time on typically continues to happen, right? Yeah. So, what are we going to do, right? We're going to see ourselves constantly in that place, right? We're going to hold that thought captive throughout the day. Oh man, what would that feel like to live in that neighborhood? What would that feel like to really have my kids in that right school? What would it feel like to get that scholarship? What would it feel like to get that degree? Or what would it feel like to really be more connected with my wife? What would that feel like to be really connected with my husband and feel that emotion in this moment? Too many of us are waiting for the moment to happen to feel the emotion. Gerald, when my children start acting better, then I'll get happy. When my husband starts cooperating, then I'll feel better. No, you need to feel better now. You need to act like that moment is happening now. Because until you present your mind with a alternate reality, you're only going to keep repeating the same reality. Wow. Until you give your mind a alternate, another, a different way of seeing you, seeing your husband, seeing your children, seeing your situation. And I don't mean seeing with your eyes, I mean seeing with your mind. and your heart. How can I feel better? But I've got to tap in. I've got to tap in. This is practice. This isn't something you can just jump up and do. You know, you got to practice. You've been practicing feeling miserable. Yeah, right? You've been practicing all the things that don't work. Now it's time to spend time practicing things that you want to have happen in your life. That's why it's so difficult to change, because you're not practicing being the thing and having that moment in real time. Are you preparing for what you want? Is there room in your closet for that person? Is there room in your car for your future wife, your future husband? Can your kids fit in your back seat that you say you want? Do you have a car that has a back seat for the kids you say you want? Whew, come on. How do you change when you're not setting your life up to change? Come on. You got to give yourself a fighting chance at least by setting your life up in a way that's reflective of what you say you want, right? Making sure that what you say, your emotions are, or your actions are, your emotions are matching the actions, right? Okay, I really want this. Well, are you showing up in a way that reflects that? Are you looking for a husband? Are you looking for a wife? Are you trying to get pregnant, but you're saying you want kids? But have you been to therapy? But you're trying to date, but you're not healed from the trauma. Are you really preparing yourself for the change? That's why it's difficult to change. It takes preparation. You can't just expect your life to change. You have to prepare. Whew. Let that breathe, Joe. You've got to prepare. Your ego, your ego thinks it's insane for you to drop the person that you've been. The idea of you letting go of all of this stuff, all of these labels and identities that you have, your ego is like, well, what am I going to do now? Like, well, who am I going to be? I don't know, a better person. You're so afraid of the ego death. You're so afraid of losing the person you're really not in love with that you don't even see the access to the new person. Wow. You want new experiences, but you're trapped with the old person. How is it your life is going to have new experiences with the old person? There's no access. It's like walking up to your old apartment. I'm sorry. It's like walking up to your house or your apartment using the keys that the last person used in the apartment. Listen, honey, they've changed the locks. And I don't know about you, but if you're trying to change your life with the same mental strategies that you did to get to where you are, change cannot happen. You've got to change yourself in order for the change to happen. Oh, I got to say that one again. That was good. You've got to change yourself before the change can happen. Oh, that's good. I love that. If you're a note taker, I've got to change myself so I can allow the change to happen. Yeah. Because if you're not giving change a fertile ground to grow on, meaning that you're taking all this old stuff, these old ways of thinking and believing and seeing the world, you're ripping this off and you're saying, enough, enough. I'm done with this. I'm ready for a change. I'm ready for a new life. Take this stuff off of me. Take this trauma off of me. Take this bondage off of me. Take these labels off of me. I'm going somewhere. Come on, I'm going, but I can't go there if I'm trapped with all of this stuff from the past. Who I was, who I think I am right now. If who I am right now isn't serving me, am I willing to change who I am? Am I willing to abandon my thought process in order to have a new experience in life? Am I willing? Or do I want to talk about how bad I'm suffering because I'm unwilling to change? People are tired of hearing it, and I know you are too. You're tired of singing the same song year after year, month after month, the same song. Come on. How many times are you going to have to forget before you remember that you have greatness inside of you? How many times do you have to forget before you remember? How many times? If you're listening to this podcast, if it finds you, you have greatness inside of you. And I'm here to tell you that's why you've made it through the anomaly of being here on planet Earth. The sheer number of chance that you would be here on Earth. So allow the beauty and the magnificence of your being to manifest itself. You are able to change and metamorph and be and experience any and everything you want. But you have to allow it. You've got to give yourself the ground for your life to nurture, for you to nurture, grow, and cultivate. Anything that you have in life that you want to grow, here's some steps, right, to change. These are measurable steps, how to change, right? Here's how to change, right? You've got to cultivate, you've got to nurture it, and then it can grow. You've got to cultivate it, you got to nurture it, and then it can grow. You've got to cultivate it, you've got to nurture it, and then it can grow, right? Make sure you have your life set up in a way that is going towards where you want to go. That's how the change takes place. You're setting you're getting all the people off the bus. You're getting all the right people on the bus in your life. And then that's when the change occurs. Gerald, I got rid of all the baggage, all the trauma, all the people that weren't serving me, all the emotions that are not helping me be the best version, be the best mom, the best dad. Gerald, I've got rid of all those emotions. I've burnt them at the cross. And now, Gerald, now all the people that are supposed to go with me are on this bus. All the emotions, Gerald, that I need to go to the next level, they're on the bus with me right now because you got rid of all the old stuff, the old ways of thinking. But until you burn the bridge of who you used to be, the ship will continue to sail and it'll leave you at some point. You'll wonder what happened as you go through life. You're either going to make things happen, you're going to watch what happened, or you're going to ask, damn, I wonder what happened. Right? Be a conscious creator in your own life by carving your life out in a way that goes towards where you're trying to go. Okay? And the reason why people don't change, because that's what this topic is about, is because you've got to see it before you believe it. You've got to see yourself having the house, having the wife, having the kids, and you've got to see it before you believe it. You got to see it in your house. This is why women nest. Oh, this is so beautiful. Women nest. What is nesting? What happens when a woman nests? When she's about to deliver birth, when she's about to bring something into this life. And just like a mother, you've got to nest in your life. You've got to set it up. Just like that mother, she has all the clothes laid out, she has the room set up. What is she preparing for? The baby isn't even here yet, but it's coming. Do you know that your change is coming? But are you setting it up? Are you setting your life up for the change? Are what? Are you setting it up? Right? Are you nesting for the change in your life? Are you setting it up? Just like that mom, do you have the clothes set up? Do you have the room laid out? Or is it just fantasy? Like it's not even I'm not even going that far, Joe. I haven't even set up anything. I don't even How are you going to change if you're not nesting in your life? If you're not setting your life up? Just like that mother who nests because she's preparing for the birth of the baby. Are you preparing for the birth of the new person? Preparing for the birth of change? Are you preparing? Are you nesting and you right? You've got to set the ground so the change can occur. Yes? Yes. All right. Continue. I listen, your follows and subscribes really helps the channel. I hope this serves you and you realize why been so difficult for you to change, right? Continue to subscribe. Really, really love you guys. YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music. We're everywhere. We're in 11 different countries. I'm so excited, by the way. This is really, really amazing, and I'm so happy to share these insights from myself. Everything that I speak about is my understanding and my breakdown of what I see, what I experience in life, and out of the 12 years of coaching, and how I can see it like full circle. And I want to serve you and give value. So I hope this makes sense, and you can share this with people too if you feel like, man, this really could make you understand why it's difficult to change, and maybe some tidbits on how you can change and what happens when you do. Okay, so until next time, thank you, thank you, thank you. Another beautiful episode of Spiritual Talks with Gerald. I am your host, and until next time, namaste.